Konnichiwa, Lifenesia. My name is Gerald Donovan, and I'm the head of school here at North Jakarta Intercultural School. I wanted to take some time today to show you a little bit about NJIS and talk about our programs and our offering and our approach to mastery, autonomy, and purpose in learning. So I want to start by introducing myself briefly. My name is Gerald, and I've been a teacher for many years. I started as a business and economics high school teacher. I'm also a head of school, of course, here at North Jakarta Intercultural School, and I've been a head of school at a number of international schools over the last 12 years. This is my third school here in Indonesia. Our leadership team here at North Jakarta Intercultural School is, of course, myself. We have Mr. Ezra, who is our primary years coordinator, Mr. Hendry, who is our middle years coordinator, and Mr. Warren, who coordinates our DP program for grade 11 and 12, getting them into top universities around the world. So firstly, what we believe. And what we believe can be boiled down into three key points about education: mastery, autonomy, and purpose. So, when we think about education, we have to think about both the problems and the potential solutions. So if you look at the old-fashioned model of education, and maybe this is the model of education that we experienced when we went to school. Certainly when I attended school, education was very much about learning. It was about memorization in preparation for a test at the end of the month or the end of the unit. And then after the test, you'd kind of immediately forget. So this is what we call the factory model of education, the factory model of learning. And that's really designed for preparing people for that factory model of job. So if you look at the solutions, and I think these are the solutions that we implement here at NJIS, you have the idea of, rather than memorizing facts and figures, gaining conceptual knowledge, conceptual learning, because concepts are things that are true in any context, as opposed to just a memorization of facts and figures. Teaching critical thinking, teaching students creativity, and inspiring in our kids this idea of lifelong learning. So our values, as I mentioned earlier, they really boil down to three key points. Mastery. We believe that students learn best when they can see themselves getting better and improving and their skills developing every single day. Autonomy. Autonomy is the sense that you have some control, you have some self-direction in your life. So autonomy is kind of flipping the role. The classroom is not a factory. The classroom is a place where people have a vote, they have a choice, they can put forward suggestions and they feel respected and listened to. And purpose. Purpose is the sense that what you're doing is part of something greater. So when students work on a project or when they're learning a new skill, they shouldn't just be doing that project or learning that skill because the teacher said you have to do this. They should be doing it because they can see how that skill or how that project relates to real life. And even better, they can participate in projects that improve the world in some way. So here's who we are. And it boils down to a teaching faculty who are experienced and caring experts in our field. For our teacher demographics, we have, of course, Indonesian teachers and TAs, a significant percentage from the US, from Canada, from the UK, some South African teachers, and Australian, Mexican, and Pakistani. And if you look at our percentages, the majority of our teachers have either a master's or a doctorate degree in their subject, which is very important. That technical expertise is very important for teaching and learning. We have a deliberately low student-to-teacher ratio, small class sizes, which very much helps with instruction. All of our teachers are certified and qualified in their home country, and that's a very important distinction. And as mentioned, more than half of them hold advanced degrees in their subject or in education. Now, I'm going to show a short video also. Basically, it helps students blend into the level of the class and supports students with their English when they first arrive in our school, and helps make sure that they can adjust quickly.
So when a student first applies to NGIS, usually I meet with them during the admissions process. So they have a friendly face and they get to know me, and then also I can know what the student might need coming in. Once they come, then we work with the teachers to set up a schedule. That might look like small group classes. That might look like me pushing into their class depending on their schedule and the grade that they're in. And then also I work with the teachers to make sure they know how to support that student, and that how we can make sure we are working together to really grow their skills. One of my favorite examples is a friend we had come recently who really only knew the words about playing football. He knew the word ball and maybe goal. And so we really used his love of football to grow his vocabulary and grow his English. And so we read books, we acted out stories, and by the end he got to be really good at English, mostly because he wanted to tell his friends about the great goal he scored last night.
So finally, what we are. So our vision and mission is clearly stated. You can see it on our website as well, but it's about academic excellence and social emotional intelligence, and developing wisdom and passion in our students with the goal of enacting change. And how do we do that? Well, it's through an inspiring education. We're looking to develop 21st century skills in our students, knowledge needed to help them find new solutions. That comes back to that idea of mastery, of autonomy, and of purpose. And I think that those three concepts are heavily reflected in our vision and mission as well. We are, of course, the only IB continuum school in North Jakarta. And what does that mean? It means that your child at NGIS will have a consistent program all the way from 3 years old up to graduation at 18 or 19 years old, however old they are when they graduate. And this is important because, students need to have that consistency. They need to understand the concepts, the approaches to learning, the approaches, the IB learner profile as well. And they need to develop that consistently throughout their school year. So it's not really hugely beneficial for people to chop and change throughout their school careers. It's good to have that kind of consistency, especially in the transition between middle years and diploma program, but also in the primary years where that character building piece is so important also. The advantage, of course, of the IB is that international recognition is incredibly high. Other international schools around the world will, of course, accept students coming in from an IB program, and universities in particular really love the quality of IB DP. And of course, university destinations are very important. Where do kids go to university after they graduate? Well, we have a very successful and rigorous program, and our students are accepted at some of the top universities around the world, including Ivy League universities. Now, that's not to say that every student needs to go to an Ivy League university, or that an Ivy League university is always the best choice for a student. And, we don't want to put students under undue pressure. So we have an advanced process of career and university counseling to support every student in making the right choice when it comes to their uni. And I just want to say, encourage you to look into the next steps. So there are 3 possible next steps. One is to arrange a school tour with our admissions team. One is to arrange a meeting with a teacher, perhaps your child's teacher level, or with myself. And one is to, and I strongly recommend this, one is to try a few days in a class. So have your child enter the class for a couple of days so they can get a feel for their friends, for the teacher, for the environment, and for the type of school that we are. But on that note, I'd like to thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to present with you here today, and I look forward to welcoming you, to meeting you in person, and to showing you around North Jakarta Intercultural School up here in Kelapa Gading. Thank you.